You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
In a perfect example of good news, bad news is Joker 2. And I don't even want to try that French title because I didn't take French in high school and I can't pronounce anything except rendezvous and coup de grace and what other words?
Ménage à trois.
C'est la vie.
Yeah.
Croissant. That's about it.
Escargot.
Yeah. What other French? Maurice Chevalier.
Yeah.
But it was the number one movie in America. It grossed about $40 million, but its budget is $200 million. Its reviews are even more distressing. $200 million is not going to make back. It's just not going to make it. I haven't seen a movie this savaged since maybe Ishtar or Battlefield Earth. I'm not exaggerating. I can't find anyone who liked this movie.
No, you're not. And after I did my review Friday, I spent the weekend watching and reading a bunch about it. It is absolutely loathed.
Tuwala, you saw it.
I did. I saw it Friday night.
Why?
After Mark savaged it. I can tell you this. Mark Ronner was extremely kind with his review. The last time I saw a film this bad and I didn't finish watching it, it was Cats. Okay? Cats,
golly.
The motion picture, is about where this film lands. This film is blank, part blank. Okay? And those are curse words that I've blanked. Okay? This film should never have been made. And there's a lot of reasons behind the scenes that you know that this should not have been done. This supposedly, the concept of this was a fever dream that Joaquin Phoenix came up with. That's a red flag. James Gunn, who is the current head of DC Studios, had zero input. He offered some notes. All those notes were ignored. Before this film was finished, the director had said, I'm already done with doing anything related to Joker. This is it. He's signing off before it was done. This film.
Todd Phillips.
This film was abominable. This film was absolutely Mark. I blame you for not trashing it enough.
You don't think I was hard enough on it?
I don't. I think that you were just this side of see it for yourself. And you should not have said that. You should have said, don't under any circumstances go see this if you value your life.
Well, okay, so I don't usually read anything from other critics when I'm writing my reviews. And I think I was confirmed after I stuck my neck out. But I want to reemphasize that it's the biggest screw you I've ever seen from a director to a studio and the fans. Keep that in your mind when you're letting this percolate in your head.
Was Todd Phillips, and I know you can't get into his mind, but it seems like you're saying that he did it intentionally trying to bomb the movie.
Bomb, I don't know. I think there's some brilliance to it, but that doesn't make it an enjoyable movie at all. I think he was commenting on the first one and the fact that he had to do a second one. And he, like I said Friday, he just doesn't care what you think. There's a lot going on there. None of it enjoyable.
This film is made by someone who wanted to give a big Mark Ronner in the face of the nerd culture. I believe he wanted to give nerd culture a double middle finger to say, blank you nerds. I'm going to take a property that is cherished and valued and known and character known by you all, and I'm going to give it a Scorsese treatment, and I'm going to make it about nothing that you want to see because I want to make a film that on the surface is for nerds, but it's going to chase all of you nerds around. I don't want any fanboys watching my ode to nerdism. This is an artistic piece, and I hope he knows it's a piece of ish, and that will go down in history on his resume.
Let me ask you both the same question. If this movie was just named from the very beginning Arthur Fleck or some other psychotic thriller, whatever, completely unrelated to any comic book character, would that have changed your perception of the movies, plural?
The second film was just not a good film. Okay, the second movie is just the story is not good. This is not, because I thought Joaquin Phoenix, I thought his performance and his commitment to the role was uncanny. I'm like, dude, you went through all that to bring this character to life. bravo. I did not necessarily have a problem with the singing. I didn't like the singing portrayal. I was like, this is weird. Even though it's supposed to be, similar to the first film where there were everything you saw happen when he was quote unquote, the Joker was in his mind. This film, all these songs are in his mind. So that part, the singing wasn't even bad, but it's just a stupid movie, and it flies in the face of everything you know about the quarter. If this film was called Arthur Fleck, The Story of a Sad Clown, or if this film was called Tears of a Clown, a play on the old song, yes, that may have worked and it would have made more sense. The minute you call this the Joker and you in some stupid way try to connect this to Batman, amen, burn. I hope a pox on your career, a pox on the craft services, the costuming, anyone associated with this film, anyone who didn't tell you no,
shoot this motherfucker.
So I dig the spirit of your question, but you can't separate it from Joker and call it Arthur Fleck, because both movies are complete commentaries on the things that they're meant to be, if that makes sense to you.
No, it makes perfect sense. I went in expecting a movie, the first one, which was executive produced by Michael Uslan, friend of the show, and it was connected to a Batman universe that was explicit. He was not the Joker, but a Joker, and was meant to be perceived in that light, and we got nothing of the kind. And Twala told me some things where they tried to connect it to a known Batman universe, but I'm not interested in seeing the movie. I wasn't then, definitely not now, and I don't think I want to spend the time to watch it for free or whenever it becomes available for streaming, which might be in 2 weeks at this point.
You never know, and it's a lot of time and money to spend on a statement like what I perceive was being made there. It's really, picture me giving the double middle finger on the road. That's like making a massive production out of it.
Well, congratulations to, to Todd Phillips. He won't be getting an Oscar this time around. Well, maybe Joaquin Phoenix, was his performance Oscar worthy though? That can be mutually exclusive. You can have an Oscar worthy performance in a bad movie.
His character that he played, I thought he was astoundingly good. His portrayal of this sad, pathetic man, and knowing what he looks like and what he had to do to carry this out, I'm like, he must have been on a water diet for at least 2-3 months before filming, because man, he was really, really a tortured soul. I felt bad for him, but I was also suffering from secondhand embarrassment from how bad the film was. I was like, man, you did all this for a film that sucks this bad. It can't be for the paycheck, man. Why are you doing this?
His performance is exhausting, and I'm in the minority. He won the Oscar for the first one, but I found that so self-indulgent, I couldn't wait to get out of both movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Well, it's Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And Twala was so mad during the break. He worked himself up into this frothy lather, and he has more anger to share.
I forgot a couple things, and Mark, you mentioned this happened in your theater while watching it. At several moments while this film was showing, people got up to leave. There was a group of like 4 people over to the right. They were arguing about how bad it was. They got up and left. Then like 2 other people like far in the front, they got up and left. Another song, 4 other people left out of there. When I was walking out of the theater, I forgot that there was someone that was literally at the front box office, like arguing to get their money back. Cause they said, we walked out of there. We didn't see the end. We want our money back. That was a horrible, horrible experience. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I should have left and asked for my money back too. By the time the film was over, I'd say at least a quarter of the people that were in there had walked out. The theater was damn near empty. And the way when it like faded to black or whatever, the end, people ran out like someone had lit off a fire in that theater. It was so egregiously bad.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of reports of that. And if you look on Reddit and Twitter, you'll have a lot of fodder for amusement.
Ugh. So when are you going back to see it again?
I will never see anything with the name Todd Phillips on it ever again.
Oh, damn.
Anything with his name on it, I will savage it sight unseen. I don't care. If he's doing the remake of The Running Man with who? Glenn Powell. If it says Todd Phillips, I will burn that film down before it even comes out.
What do you think about that? The remake of Running Man. I mean,
that's a no.
Yeah. Look, I know Richard Dawson's gone, but Arnold is still here, and I don't think that movie is a cult classic on its own. I don't need another version of it. I don't need an updated version.
And I'm sorry, not with him. I'm sorry. People love him. No, that's a no, dog.
I think he's a good actor, but I don't think his screen presence and personality are big enough. Look, when I saw him in Twisters, he was fine when he was paired with someone else, and I liked him in Top Gun. But as of yet, I have not seen him as a movie driving figure. I don't think he's the next Tom Cruise or anything like that. He can prove me wrong, but I don't see that as of yet.
Running Man? No.
I don't want anyone to do Running Man. It doesn't matter. Got to tell you about the Manhattan Beach Food and Wine Festival. Be sure to log on to KFI AM640.com and enter for the chance to win a VP experience at the Manhattan Beach Food and Wine Festival, featuring the best chefs in North America, coming to Manhattan Village this Friday and Saturday. There's a VIP package, and it includes 2 VIP tickets to opening night on Friday the 11th, 2 VIP tickets to the grand tasting on Saturday the 12th, 2 nights hotel accommodations at West Drift, Manhattan Beach Friday and Saturday. We got a golf cart courtesy of E3 Vehicles, $500 spending spree that you can use at Manhattan Village, and a private tasting with our very own Neil Saavedra, the Fork reporter himself. So do not miss Southern California's newest and most notable world-class culinary festival, featuring unlimited tastings from top chefs, wines, spirits, cocktails, beer, non-alcoholic options, and more. Tickets are on sale right now and includes unlimited food and drinks. You can buy your tickets today at mbfoodandwine.com. But of course, log on to KFIAM640.com and enter for your chance to win this VIP experience. And I told you at the top of the show, and just want to make sure that you were listening then and you've been listening since, we're giving away a pair of tickets to Circus Vargas, which is coming to Torrance Del Amo Fashion Center, to be specific, on Friday, October 18th. We have a pair of tickets, and you know, when I have something, that means you have something. So if you are free and you would like to go see Circus Vargas at Del Amo Fashion Center on October 18th, got a pair of tickets. Hey, Stephan, I didn't give them a number. What number should we choose?
Let's do 7.
Okay, if you're caller number 7, pair of tickets are yours. It's just that simple. We love giving away great things. And still, we will be giving away passes again this Friday during Name That Movie Cult Classic to come to the pre-Halloween soiree, the Later with Mo Kelly pre-Halloween soiree, where you dress up, you come out and visit us and hang with us in our very special studio for a celebration that is going to be legendary. And it's going to be costumes, bunch of costumes. Mark is going to be in a tutu or something like that. He won't tell us exactly what it is.
I'm going to be dressed as a high-functioning alcoholic.
Okay. All right.
What do you got?
Crackhead.
There you go.
I don't know yet.
No, we got to get Tuwala to complete the theme.
Yeah, I don't know. He has something up his sleeve. He's very creative and inventive with his costumes. Mine has to be functional, and I can move around in it.
I see you in something furry.
No.
In fact, I see you at furry conventions.
No.
I see you.
There's a better chance of me at a brony convention before I'm at a furry convention.
Well, you know, I can see that too.
KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
I've told you about the numbers of coyotes and coyote dens near my house, in my neighborhood, around my neighborhood. They'll come out in broad daylight. You especially see them at night with our security cameras. You know, they're triggering them every single night, and they're traveling in packs. It's not one here. I'm talking about 3 and 4 at a time. And I've shown Tooele, you've seen the videos. It's not just where I live. It's where Tooele lives and grew up. Coyote sightings are up in Pasadena 70% this year. And the Pasadena Public Health Department is urging community members to take extra cautions to protect their families and their pets from encounters with this wildlife. Emphasis on wildlife. They are not dogs roaming the street. They're not pets in waiting. They are wildlife. They will kill your small child. They will kill your small pet and eat them. And the only reason why they're more comfortable coming out in the daytime is because people keep feeding them and not running them down like I recommend that you do.
Last night on my way home, I went out to make a quick run. Coming back, I saw, for some reason or other, I saw a cat. I was at the corner about to turn up Fair Oaks to head to the house. And I looked across the street and there was a cat coming outside and the cat froze. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm across the street. Like there's no way I would get you, cat. I'm having a cat conversation because I'm thinking to myself, well, this is peculiar, cat. Why is the cat frozen like that looking at my car? I just happened to turn to the left to, look at oncoming traffic, and I saw a coyote on the corner staring at the cat across. This is a wide street, right? And I'm like, okay, that coyote's about to run over and get that cat. Mark, I did the right thing. I turned and I chased that coyote down. I chased it away and I saved that cat's life. And I come to find out that there were two other coyotes there in the waiting.
Yeah.
There was one behind the car and one just off.
They are pack animals.
And I chased them as far as I could. Now, if a dead animal ends up in our yard again, we know that the coyotes are not only listening to KFI, but they remember my car.
Look, I get hate mail from folks who say, you should not be recommending that you should run down the coyotes. That is inhumane. You damn right it's inhumane because they're not humans. Okay? Hit them with your car. And I'm not the only one who agrees with this. Quote, many of the juvenile coyotes die due to vehicle strikes or starvation as they search for their own territory or a new pack to join. Nonetheless, the possibility of coyote activity in Pasadena neighborhoods increases during this time. In 2022, Pasadena received 159 calls regarding coyotes, including a dozen that ended in an injury or death of a pet. If you come near my dogs, I promise you, I'm going to kill the coyote. There's no discussion to be had. It's just guaranteed. Okay? If you come at my dogs, I'm going to kill everyone in your den. I'm going to kill any coyote that even looks like they might be from your den. If you're a coyote, you're dead. Your whole family's dead. Your mother-in-law, dead. Your coyote mother and brother and sister, dead. All of them, dead. Al Capone style, dead.
Oh, you're Coyote Stalin. Are you kidding? Kill their whole school class.
You ever seen The Untouchables?
What do you think?
Okay.
Love it. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
But I when I talk about it in a halfway humorous way, but I'm being serious. The coyotes are a menace. And for whatever reasons, the various cities, including where I live in LA, including Pasadena, they have not done all they can to address this while they can. Now, there's different services that you can call, and they'll put down this trap. It's like a cage where they walk in the cage for the bait and it closes behind them. A humane, air quotes, humane way to pick up the coyotes. And they probably take them out to, I don't know, Victorville and drop them off there and let them run around. Because if it's humane, they're not killing them. So they have to let them go somewhere.
Or they bring them up to Altadena or Pasadena,
Maybe.
where I keep seeing them. Because these coyotes, they look healthy. They look fed. They do not look like they're out there starving or missing any meals.
Well, I think it's a racket. In other words, where I live, we will call, they'll bring out the traps, they'll trap them, and then they probably drop them off in Pasadena, and they get paid for that. And then Pasadena will call, and they pick them up, and they drop them back in my neighborhood, and they get paid for it. They just keep shuttling them back and forth, back and forth. You hear them, and they're all night long. You hear them.
The scariest part is when you see them during the day. You know there's something wrong. These are nocturnal animals. They are not 3 p.m, let me go out for an afternoon stroll to find something to eat animals.
Well, it's either one or the other. Either they're desperate, which is an issue, or they're very comfortable, which is an issue. Because, to your point, They shouldn't be out there at 3 p.m. They should be scared of people. They're not. They're not. They're going to be very scared of my new car.
Nice.
It has a high center of gravity. I can roll over those motherfathers with ease. That's right. And just keep on going. And it's like, was that a coyote? Let me back up. Wait a minute. I think that was a coyote. Let me drive forward. No. Maybe that was my neighbor's cat. Oh, it's a coyote. True story. My next door neighbor, they do have a cat, and a coyote bit off its tail. So now it has no tail. True story. Yeah.
Kill him dead.
Yeah.
I was just about to call you a bloodthirsty savage, and then you said that, and now I'm on your side.
True story. Because I see, and it's a cat that goes wherever it wants. So who knows where, but it was definitely a coyote. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually surprised that coyotes can catch cats, because cats, I know coyotes can jump, but cats can really jump, and they're really, really fast, and they're pretty aware of their surroundings. But coyotes are pretty good hunters.
Well, the coyotes trick them with Acme equipment.
And Hare was feeling sympathy for the cat. Then you had to go Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
Sorry.
At least you didn't make it weird.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I respect everything you say. Stephanie, you got some crickets in there or anything?
You're not going to get a rim shot. That much I'm sure of.
That was funny to me.
No, it wasn't. Don't humor him.
I don't need your rim shot, Charity.
That was so funny though. The coyotes, the Acme.
Have you seen a coyote with a plunger for explosives?
No, I have not.
No?
Not outside of Warner Brothers and
how about
Hanna-Barbera.
rocket skates? Any rocket skates?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
A brush and a can of black paint for a cliff wall?
You just let me know when you're done. I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'll be back. Okay?
No, you go right ahead.
Oh, to the bathroom? Sure. Okay.
Well, whatever. Well, just number one, please.
Now you're going to limit what I can do with my own body. Body autonomy doesn't mean anything to you?
Your body, your choice in the toilet.
Okay. There you go. You had to make it weird.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
So I have a lot of shows I need to catch up on. My DVR is completely full. I don't know what it means to watch a show when it actually airs, be it streamed or, when it becomes available on streaming, if it's a broadcast television show, when it comes, like one of my favorite TV shows and one of the few which are still on broadcast television is Chicago PD. Love that show. Great start to the season this year. High intensity, high stakes. I couldn't tell you what night of the week it comes on. I have no idea. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. I honestly don't know. And I also watch Law and Order SVU. I like all the Dick Wolf shows. And I'll catch up on those because I haven't seen a couple of those episodes. And I have to see last night's, I know it drops on Sundays. I have to see last night's episode of The Penguin, or whatever, The Penguin, episode 3. And that's another show. If they didn't try to connect it to the Batman universe or whatever and just called it Gangster Oswald or something like that, it would be a fine show. But each time it tries to remind me that it's a part of the Batman universe, it takes me completely out of it, because this show doesn't make sense with any comic book superhero character, because everybody's grounded. Everyone is real. There's nothing really special about anyone. Not the gangsters, not the police, nothing. It looks like, it feels like, it tastes like New York. Nothing special about it. There's nothing that a Batman could do in this Gotham. Nothing at all. He would not make any difference.
Well, related to the conversation we had just a little bit ago about the Joker movies, I'm so sick of movies and shows that are embarrassed of being sourced from comic books. Like, if you don't like comics, don't make the show. Don't make the movies. Mm-hmm. Stop wasting my time. I don't need your statement about how this is some sort of gritty mob show with no connection to the Penguin. Just go make a crime show that you want to make.
Right, I completely agree with that. Just make a crime show, call the characters something else. Don't try to bring the comics into the natural world, because superheroes, hello, they live in a world in which we don't. There has to be something fantastical about it. I mean, Batman is a normal man, but he's not of normal means. He is the greatest detective. He is superhuman in his intelligence. You can't make a lot of these movies and TV shows fit that mold.
What about, does it drive you nuts now to have to actually wait each week for a new episode of a show? I find that more and more I'm waiting for shows to be completely finished before I start them. Then I can just chain watch them, because right now I'm watching Slow Horses and From, and it's just agony to wait for the new episode each week.
It is, and that's why I try to, either on Sunday nights or Monday nights, watch a lot of shows so I feel like I have a good 3-4 hour block of television. It may not be one show, but at least I can sit down and enjoy a lot of media. Yes, I would much rather either binge or wait to the end of the season.
That's what we did with Hell on Wheels. It's a terrific sort of old post-Civil War railroad, incredibly violent Western show. Just chain watch as much as you want. I mean, it's a 10-year-old show, so you're not going to be current, but you don't have to just wait. And also, I'm finding it harder and harder to remember what happened from one week to the next, because you remember the shows we grew up with, they were episodic. They weren't a serial show that you had to remember the plot every single week. It was a brand new adventure, and then you wipe the slate clean. It's a new story next week.
And even though, they have the quick review and it's serialized, and if you don't watch them back to back to back, it doesn't have the same impact. It just doesn't. And that's why I watch Game of Thrones near the end. I watch Succession near the end. I watch most of The Sopranos after the fact, because that's the best way. On Ozark, I watched right before the last season. I didn't watch any of those shows, and it was a much better experience because I could follow along much better. All of it was recent in my mind. It felt like one long movie, which made it more enjoyable.
Except for the very end.
I didn't hate the ending. I just felt it was incomplete. And it just told us that they got out of this situation. It didn't tie up everything for me.
Well, that is a problem for me with the serialized shows, is that not many of them manage to stick the landing. I'm almost at the end of Evil, which is a terrific show on CBS. I got one episode to go, and I'm hearing mixed things about the ending, and I almost don't want to watch it for that reason, because I've still got the scars from Lost, okay?
Do you want me to make you jealous real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ever heard of Michael Emerson?
Oh, the bad guy. Yeah, yeah, he's great. I like him.
He's been on twice.
I was jealous of you about Shatner already. You don't need me any more jealous of you.
Yeah. You know who his wife is, right?
I forget her name. It's an actress, though.
She plays Elsbeth?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, look, if you make me any more jealous, I'm going to start breaking into your house, and you'll find me sitting there in the dark when you come home at night.
I just have to rub it in. Carrie Preston, actress. I just do that because I'm jealous of your George Carlin and your Robert Downey Jr. interviews. I have to get back at you somehow.
Well, you have. I'll always be jealous of Shatner. Shatner and Adam West. I never managed to interview Adam West, although I did talk to Burt Ward while you were gone one week recently. We're very lucky that we get to talk to these people, especially older people, while they're still around.
I didn't get to talk to Adam West, but I did get to speak to Julie Newmar.
I love her. Everybody loves her.
Yeah.
You'd hate America not to love her.
Well, it's one thing to love her. It's another thing to be able to talk to her. And it was on the occasion of Adam West's death that we spoke to her, as a matter of fact.
It's been a while, though. I was such a fan of Adam West. They showed the 1966 Batman feature film at the Cinerama with West and Ward, and it nearly brought me to tears. I'm not exaggerating. It was such a wonderful experience.
We need to compile all of our Batman related interviews and put them together. Get my Michael Uslan, Julie Newmar, you get your Burt Ward and Adam West, and we'll just have a celebration.
Yeah, I've had some contact with Uslan because he also wrote for Dynamite at the same time I was. I think he was doing some sort of pulp thing with the Shadow and the Avenger, Duck, or the Spider, that kind of thing. He's amazingly talented. I like him. He's a fan.
Yes, I'm trying to get him in studio, but it'll be great. So, but
He doesn't have time for us. He's got Batman business to take care of.
look, he's been on 3 times. He knows us well.
You think he's going to schlep over here though and be physically in the studio with us?
Yes, we are that close. Serious. I'm not BSing now. I'm being very serious. It's just that we would have to avoid the whole Joker 2 conversation.
Yeah, that's going to get awkward, isn't it?
It's going to get real awkward.
Oops.
KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere at the iHeartRadio app.
Ignorance is bliss. We have 0 bliss. Completely blissless.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live every